Hi Homebodies. Today's class is inspired by one of the most famous and maybe infamous exercises in the Pilates repertoire, the 100's. So the 100's is an exercise that's intended to warm up your core, also warm up the entire body, and it's really intended to be a positive experience, but it can be tricky because it can be a lot of effort in parts of the body that we don't necessarily want to strain, our neck and shoulders in particular. So what we're going to do today is practice it in a variety of different positions and really come into a deeper understanding of how that breath is supposed to work, that sniffing breath, and what the benefits are. So the benefits are, for one, that sniffing breath is intended to also be very energizing. It's going to help kind of wake up your nervous system, wake up your circulation, and channel energy to all different parts of the body, even though we're kind of focusing on this breathing exercise that kind of feels localized to maybe your lungs and chest. It really is going to help improve your circulation right down into your toes. So there's a great deal of benefit here. And then there's also really a whole lot of fun opportunities for challenge. So just because we're going to break it down doesn't mean it's going to get easier. It just means it's going to be more effective and less strenuous or straining. So anyhow, I hope that you are excited to check it out. We are going to use our magic circle in today's class, and we're also going to want to have a theraband. So grab those two props and then meet me back here on the mat. Okay, we're going to begin kneeling, and we're going to have our ring handy. I have two here. I just thought I'd bring both for to demonstrate a few different options. And then I have a theraband, and that's also going to be set to the side. So what we're going to do first is just tune into our bodies and tune into our breath. So you're going to bring your attention to your breath and bring your hands to your body where your breath kind of sort of has the most noticeable impact. So we're going to wrap our fingertips around the rib cage with the thumbs to the back, and you can be quite low because that'll help with managing where your shoulders can access and also help us to go a little deeper. So I just want you to take a few full breaths in and out, and notice movement under your hands. As you inhale, there's an inflation that happens that should expand your ribs so that your hands move away from one another, and then fall back in towards one another, right? So this is just simple accessing what's already happening, and then we're going to turn it on a little bit. So you guys are all probably familiar with the 100's, right? That's a exercise that involves the abdominals, so keep breathing, keep feeling into that movement between your hands. And the 100's involves breathing as well. And so to make our 100's just a little bit more potent today, I thought we'd tune into it before we add the challenge. So as you breathe, see if you can start to send your breath a little lower and a little further back, so into your thumbs. It doesn't mean you won't also feel movement in your fingertips in the front, but seeing if you can direct your breath a little bit more into the thumbs. Good. And then we're going to take our breath for a count of 5, smooth inhale, not pulsing, but smooth inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale slowly, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Again, inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think I got mixed up. Anyhow, keep breathing. We're taking that slow inhale and slow exhale. And now we're going to try it with the sniffing breath. Now the sniffing breath isn't taking 5 individual breaths. It is progressively filling up your lungs in the same way you just did 5 counts, but just taking it in little sort of more snappy little bursts. So you're going to inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. Inhale, 5. Exhale. So you'll keep doing that. Inhale through the nose. I demonstrated exhaling through the nose as well, but let's exhale through the mouth. Keep going and try to still access your thumbs with your inhale. Okay, let's take a break from that and add movement. So we're going to bring our magic circle to the party, and we're going to take our hands to the outside of the ring, and we're just going to inhale and stretch the arms out in front of us. Exhale, bend the elbows back in. And inhale, reach out. And exhale, come back in. Keep going like that and add some squeeze to the ring, pushing your hands in towards one another. Inhale into those thumbs. See if you can kind of feel an awareness of that part of your body still, even while your hands are not there. And then bring your arms out in front of you and bring the arms up to the sky. From here, pause and take a smooth, slow breath in. And a smooth, slow breath out. In through the nose. Out through the mouth. One more like that. And now we're going to sniff for 5. One more. Lower the arms. Take your ring to the left and place it down on the mat. One pad down, one pad up, and your hand on that padding. You're going to reach your right arm up to the sky and then side bend and use the left shoulder sinking down and the left obliques to squeeze the ring and create a nice side bend for that left side. We're going to take a smooth breath in and a smooth breath out. And then sniffing breath, 5. Keep going. As you exhale, create a little more connection down into the ring so you can go a little deeper. One more. You're filling up that right lung, a little bit more volume than the left. And exhale, sink, and then rise up. Take the ring to the other side. For the left lung, we're going to take the right arm up to the sky. Left arm up to the sky, right arm down on the ring, and then side bend. Compress the ring using that right shoulder dropping, right obliques connecting, and then left arm overhead. Breathe a smooth breath into that left lung. Exhale, smooth. Connect a little deeper into the ring, and then continue sniffing. One more. As you exhale, sink a little deeper. Come all the way up. We're going to turn to the top of our mat now and bring the ring with us. Take your left foot forward into a lunge. Set yourself up with a level pelvis, dropping the left sit bone down, and then bring your attention to the sacrum and think of it as pressing forward to move your pelvis forward into a stretch for that right hip flexor. You feel some glutes, you feel a big stretch down the front of the right thigh, and then bring your hands to the magic circle on the outside. Draw your shoulders forward and then back, and then press into the ring while the shoulders remain back and low, and stretch the ring up to the sky. As you exhale, flex the spine, keep the sacrum forward, and nod the chin, reach the ring forward, and bring your bottom ribs back. Inhale, back up. Exhale, reach forward, pull the ribs back. But you have your sacrum forward so that stretch remains and even deepens as your spine rounds. Inhale, back up. Exhale, flex forward. Inhale, back up, stay. And then exhale, side bend to the left, moving the ring over to the left and center. Now you're going to take the next exhale forward. And then inhale, sweep the ring to the left, moving towards that side stretch. And exhale forward. And inhale, side bend. The ring is moving center on the exhale, side left on the inhale. And exhale, center, and then rise up. Bring the ring down, bring your left foot back. Opening up that right hip. Part of our strategy for creating ease in the low back and helping us connect into our abdominals more powerfully. Drop the right sit bone down, sacrum forward. You're going to press the sacrum forward, bringing your pelvis forward of that left knee, creating our stretch to begin with. Inhale the arms up to the sky, Exhale, bring the ribs back. Sacrum forward to stretch the upper back and connect into our abdominals. Inhale up, exhale, flex. Inhale, rise. Exhale, flex. Inhale, rise, and then exhale, side bend. Inhale to the top. Exhale, forward. And then inhale, side bend. Exhale, forward. You're going to kind of steer that magic circle like a steering wheel over to the right and then back to center. And one more time, steer and turn right, come center, and then all the way back up, and then lower the arms, set your right foot back. Okay, we're going to take the magic circle again out in front of us. Let's take the back of the hands to the inside of the ring now. So you're separating the ring with your arms. And then stretch them out in front of you and pull the ring apart while you pull your shoulders back. Draw your abdominals in and up and press your sacrum forward. From here, we're going to lean back slightly, just a tiny little tilt. Take another breath, and on the exhale, nod the chin and flex the spine. Bring the ribs back. Inhale, back up. Exhale, flex and round. It's not going to be a big curve, but you can imagine yourself on the mat going into your upper abdominal curl here. Reaching your long monkey tail down to the center of the earth. One more time, flex and round and hold. Take a smooth breath into where your thumbs were on your ribs. Exhale, smooth. Drawing your abdominals in more. Now a sniffing breath. Keep going. Keep breathing into your thumbs. And then keep reaching your monkey tail down towards the center of the earth and really down along the back of the thighs. So on that diagonal, try maybe tilting back a little further to intensify the challenge. And breathing. One more breath like that. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right. And then exhale, flex and round the spine towards the right side of your mat. Inhale back up. Twist left and exhale, flex and round to the left. Inhale back up, spin through the center and round. Keeping your sacrum forward. So this is all kind of happening from above the waist. And one more each direction. Stretching out that region where your ribs meet your pelvis and the entire rib cage as well. Bring it up to the center and lower the arms down. Take the ring and set it to the side and move to all fours. You can step towards the front of your mat just a little bit more. And we're going to take our toes tucked under. Make your distance between your hands and knees a little wider than your typical all fours position. And then from there, toes tuck under. And we're going to lift our hips up and back, finding our way into our downward dog. Soften the shoulders, let the crown of the head fall towards the mat. And then push into the hands, use the mat to push your pelvis higher. And then while there, with the arms really long, the spine really long, again, see if the shoulders can soften. And then go into a little running in place for your feet and ankles. We're going to stretch and activate everything that we move. It's going to include length for the muscles and power. So see if you can push into the foot that's lifting the heel to work the calf that's stretching. So you're putting a little more weight into the foot that's going from flexed to pointed. Let that warm up your muscles a little bit more. And then let's reach through the heels and then rise up to the toes. Reach through both heels and rise up to the toes. Again, toning and strengthening the muscles we're stretching. If that has any of a negative impact on your feet, or it has, if you're dealing with something there, go ahead and stay in the position that's most comfortable for you. And then from here, you're going to reach to the heels and then reach your long monkey tail down the back of the legs all the way out over the heels as you roll forward into a plank. If you need to come down, move to child's pose at any moment, but if you're comfortable, we're going to stay. Push the mat down and lift the ribs up. And then think of the 100's position we just practiced. I want you to keep your sacrum forward, nod your chin, and lift your bottom ribs up to look back towards your toes. Breathe into your back ribs. 5 sniffing breaths. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more like that. Exhale. Straighten out through the spine. Lower your knees down. Bring your hips towards your heels. Let your forehead rest into gravity or on the mat, arms long. More breathing. Here we're going to go for smooth and long. Exhale. Let your body melt a little more deeply. Ribs into thighs. Notice how your breath goes more directly to where your thumbs were on your ribs back in the beginning of class. And then take your hands over to the right side and pull kind of back from your palms and breathe into that left side. Walk your hands to the other side, taking a few more deep breaths in. And then bring your hands back towards your knees as we roll up to our kneeling position. We're going to swing the legs out in front now and take our magic circle with us to the mat. Let's start with the ring between our inner thighs. So you're going to position it just above the knee and then step the feet to the mat. Have your ring fully open so your knees are quite wide, and then have your feet a little more narrow than the knees. And let the edge of the foot rest on the mat, the outer edge of the foot. And then we're going to practice moving from the hip joint. So I want you to feel where your thigh bones meet your pelvis, that you're steering from there, spinning the thigh bones internally to come towards parallel, maybe even a little bit beyond. So we don't have to crush the ring. So when you're at your sort of max, when I say max, I don't mean like max effort in that you're quivering or straining. So pick a level of intensity that's like a 6 or a 7 on your scale. But when you get to 6 or 7, I want your inner foot to find the mat. So if you set your feet too narrow, you might not get there. So try widening your feet if you're not finding that yet. And again, spin the thigh bones from the hip socket to bring the knees in, to bring the inner foot to the mat. And you're going to do several more like that. So as you workshop that and try to find the right position, you have time. Your inner thighs all the while will be feeling into this energy for sure. And bringing your breath into it, finding your abdominals responding as well as you exhale, spinning the thigh bones internally. And then let's bring it in one more time and hold. One leg at a time. Right leg falls out and then spins back in. Left leg falls out and spins back in. Think of your stable leg, the one that's not moving, for a few reps. Pay attention to it and make sure it's staying steady so that inner border of your foot stays grounded, even as the knee opposite falls away. And making it balanced. Go ahead and open both knees. Now we're going to take the ring and place it as we float the legs, one and then the other, into the inner ankles. Okay, from here, we're going to keep the knees soft, but let the legs stretch out a little bit so the ring kind of floats up above the pelvis. And then take your arms down by your sides, shoulders pressing into the mat, and you're going to imagine your long monkey tail swooping up into the upper branches. And so you're going to swoop the tail and let that move your pelvis that carries the legs, that carries the magic circle. And we're swinging the tail. So really swinging on the way up, on the way back down, come with control. See if you can exhale deeply, feeling into your low abdominals. And last 3, and 2, and 1. Bring the pelvis back to neutral, soften the knees a little bit more. Bring your hands interlaced to the back of your head. Draw your elbows wide and forward, shoulder blades wide and down, and then nod the chin and find those bottom ribs sinking into the mat as you draw them down. Take another breath, and on the exhale, keep the ring at the same level, but curl your long monkey tail up towards the ring. And then from there, we're going to take the legs and lengthen them towards the sky. Inhale, bend. Have your long monkey tail follow the ring up. Last 2. Have your ribs sink down as the legs stretch out, and then bend the knees, lower the head and shoulders down. Keep the knees up for a moment while you reset the ring between the inner thighs, and then land the feet back down. From here, we're going to bridge. So step your feet to that same position we had here. So you can test it out, that as you spin the knees in, you can get that inner foot down on the mat. So again, if it's too narrow and holding the ring kind of keeps you off of the inner border of your feet, that's just too narrow. So we're going to start with that open knee position, arms long by the sides, pressing the shoulders into the mat. And then exhale, spin the thigh bones to bring the inner feet to the mat. Hold. Take another breath. Exhale, using that same abdominal scoop to swing the monkey tail up towards the sky. It's going to go right through the center of the ring, aiming that monkey tail right through the ring as you peel up into your bridge. Good. Breathe in here. Keep your tail reaching through the ring as you sink the ribs back down, keeping the shoulders pressing into the mat, tail staying through the ring. Yeah, all the way down, asking for lots of movement in the spine. Open the knees. Exhale, spin. Pause, breathe in. Exhale, reaching the long monkey tail through the ring, peeling up, pressing the shoulders into the mat. Pause, breathe. Exhale, keep the tail straight out through the ring as you sink the ribs and roll down, vertebra by vertebra, rib by rib, and then roll through that low back and sacrum. Open the knees. One more time, spin. Pause, breathe. Exhale, reach the tail through the ring, ribs heavy, shoulders rolled back, stretch out long, tail shooting out through the ring, keep it reaching long, and roll down all the way. Whew. And then take that ring from the inner thighs. Let's step the right foot into the ring, and then stretch that leg out long. Pull on the ring with the arms to draw the leg in close, while the right sit bone drops down into the mat and also down from the shoulders towards your left heel. From here, slide the left leg out. As it reaches out, try to keep reaching that right sit bone down, because the more the left leg stretches out, the more the right hip's going to want to scrunch up. So just find that length to the right side of your waist. And then we're going to take the ring towards the mat, nod the chin, and follow the ring up. As we get to the top, pull the heart forward, shoulders back, Exhale, curl the long monkey tail under. It lengthens out alongside the left heel. Stretch, pull the leg in and rolling up. Lift and hover the heart high, shoulders back. Exhale, rolling down. Having that yummy experience through the spine and freedom and fun through your roll up. Heart to the sky. And then curl the tail under, roll back down. Hold here. Cross the leg over your midline, bringing your right hand down to the mat. Right shoulder pressing down. Let the leg cross, but keep the right hip down. And then point and flex your foot here. Some interesting sensations around the calf maybe, and the ankle, top of the foot even. Really point those toes far, far away. And then keep the foot flexed. Bend the knee just a little bit, and then reach through the heel. And repeat, soften the knee and reach through the heel, really activating and stretching the whole lateral leg. That whole outer leg can connect from the outer foot all the way to your pelvis. And one more. And then we're going to bring the leg over to the right, just as far as your left arm can kind of comfortably go. And then bring the leg across. This time we're going to let the leg cross and go beyond so that right hip can come up, but the right shoulder stays down. Roll it back to the mat, go wide to the right, and then cross and twist. Open, stretch. Here we let the pelvis roll, but keep your left thigh heavy on the mat and kind of still parallel. So mine is probably moved a little off center, but see if you can kind of keep your kneecap pointing up to the sky on that left leg. One more time. And yummy, yummy twist. And then take your hands to the ring once more. Bend the knee in close to your ribs. Pull the toes back towards your shin. And then try to keep the knee close as you send the heel almost overhead. Bend and reach. Bend and reach. And then lengthen the leg back towards center. We'll sweep the left leg up. Place the right foot down on the mat with a bent knee to start. And stretch the left leg long. Reach the left sit bone down from the shoulder, dropping it into the mat as well, and then slide the right leg out long. You're going to just find that stretch here. And then we're going to take the leg down towards the mat and use it to assist us with our roll up. Lift the chest, pull the shoulders back, and then curl the long monkey tail under and roll back down. Stretch the leg overhead and nod the chin rolling up. Lift the heart, lift the leg, and roll back down. And one more. Lift and hover that heart high, shoulders back, and then scoop and roll down. Pause there. Keep that left sit bone reaching towards the right heel, and then let the left arm open to the left, cross the leg over your midline. Keeping the left hip down, point and flex the foot. And again, really move through that ankle deeply in both directions. And then flex the foot, keep it flexed, toes pulled back, and then soft knee bend, and then really reach through the heel. And soft knee bend, and really reach through the heel. Active stretching. And last one. And then take your ring and foot to the left, crossing your right arm over center, but keeping your shoulders relatively level with the mat. Bring it back across your body. Let the left hip lift off, left shoulder stays heavy. So we go into that twist. We're going to rock and roll to the right. And then as we go left, keep both hips on the ground. And rock and roll to the right. And sway left, keep both hips on the ground. And one more. And then back to the center. We're going to bend that left knee in close to the chest. Drop that right thigh bone down, and then pull the toes back towards your shin and reach the heel overhead. Big, hefty hamstring stretch. Bend that knee in. Exhale, send the heel overhead on the mat. And bend and straighten, and then lower the leg to the mat. We're going to swap our ring for our theraband. So make sure you have a nice amount of room around you for some big movement. We're going to do our leg circles, and we prepped with the ring for the version of leg circles that gets pretty big. Like, they're just called the large leg circles, but they just take up some more space and they're really fun. So we're going to strap our right foot into our theraband. And traditionally leg circles, they're small and large, but you could even go, there's a lot of different, we could go extra small or tiny. We're going to start with small. So start with the right hip, just as before, really reaching that sit bone down towards the left heel. And then if that works for you, you can slide the left leg out to straight. For the strap, hold on in however much tension you like by finding your grip up by the foot and then pulling your elbows into the mat, dropping your shoulders back and down. And then from here, see if you can keep those ribs sinking down. Then we're going to take the leg across the body, but keep both hips on the ground. Let the leg lower down towards the mat, circle out to the right and back to the top. So these are our small leg circles. And what's really, key about these leg circles is that the hips stay level. They're not rocking and rolling. So you're going to try to keep weight on the left hip as the leg swings out to the right, and weight on the right hip as it crosses the body. We're going to inhale to come up. Exhale, actually inhale to cross the body lower. Exhale to come up. Inhale over. Exhale, come up. Let's do one more and then switch direction. Open to the right. Exhale, back to the top. Two more. And one. Now we're going to go the other direction again, and this time there's going to be some rotation. So you're going to take your leg across your body, let the right hip come off of the mat, then circle the leg around, both hips level. Cross and roll, and then level on the return. Cross and roll, and back to the top. Inhale over, exhale to the top. One more this direction, and back to the top. And then we reverse, open to the right. Exhale, scoop and twist, and return. Open, exhale, twist, and return. And stretch. So there's all kinds of stuff happening here, but we already kind of fell into the big IT band stretch, so I really value this as an exercise that also includes the IT band in length. One more, bring it back, and then stabilize that. Take your left foot up into the band and reset. Left sit bone reaching towards the right heel, elbows and shoulders anchored to the mat, ribs heavy. Slide the right leg out. Can the ribs stay down on the mat for small circles? You don't have to hold back on the sides of this circle other than the hips staying level. So just because the word small is used doesn't mean you're like making a purposefully small circle. Go big while keeping the hips level. And then inhale to lower, exhale to bring it back up. Just adjusting away from the core line. And then pause at the top and reverse. Open. See if you can really soften the front of the hip on the way up. So let the theraband do the work while you sink the thigh bone deeper into the socket. One more. And then reverse again. And we go for the big circle, the large circle that twists our hip off of the mat and then brings it around, both hips level. Cross and roll, level and steady. Cross and roll. Feel into that inner thigh stretch, outer thigh. Inner thigh, outer thigh. One more that direction. And then pause at the top, open, and then exhale, scoop to cross the leg over. Keeping that left shoulder anchored. 2 more. And 1 more. Pause at the top. Bend the knee. Lower the feet down. Take your arms long by your sides. And then find your feet rolling your knees out to the sides. Fall to the outer edge of your feet. And then spin your thigh bones at the joint in to come into full contact with the foot. Peel up into a bridge, reaching your long monkey tail through the inner thighs, through the shins, and imagine it could grab a branch way over out beyond the mat. And you're going to pull your tail. The tail is going to pull your spine towards those branches. And then we're going to march one leg in a tabletop. And march. Inhale to lower. Keep reaching your tail to the branch and pulling yourself in that direction. It's a constant cue to keep the right muscles on. Low abdominals and glutes, hamstrings. And then float that first leg again. Hold. Stretch the leg up to the sky. Now we're going to do real mini circles. Keep reaching up through the toes and reverse. Shoulders open. Drop your throat towards the mat and then bend the knee. Place that foot down. Grab your branch over there. Pull yourself towards the branches. Reach the other leg up to the sky. Circle while reaching up. Drop the throat. Reverse your direction. And then bend the knee. Lower the foot. And then pull yourself towards the branches as you roll back down. Take your hands to the back of your thighs. Nod the chin, roll up. Take your theraband and find your feet. Both feet. And then hold on with your hands fairly close to the feet. Lift up nice and tall. Pull the shoulders back. Exhale, curl the tail under, roll down. You can have your knees bent or reach the legs out to straight. Nod the chin and exhale. Bring the ribs into the mat and then peel all the way up. At the top, roll the shoulders back. Lift up tall. Exhale, curl, rolling back down. Inhale back. Exhale, nod the chin, sink those bottom ribs. Peel through the spine. Inhale up. Exhale, curl. Open the shoulders back, nod the chin. Exhale, sink the ribs. Curling up. Now, if your tension is perfect there, back off just a tiny bit. Sitting up tall, we're going to curl the tail under and roll back part way. From here, we're going to inhale into the back ribs. Exhale, sink the front ribs, open the arms to the sides. Inhale, exhale. Drop the shoulders, open the chest. One more. And then inhale, exhale, come all the way up. Cross the band or cross the straps in your hand. Lift up through the spine. Exhale, curl the tail under part way. Roll back. Breathe in on the exhale, row. Bend the elbows. Reach the long monkey tail down along the mat through the heels. Last two. Last one. Reach the arms long, roll all the way down. Take a moment, bring the shoulders back to the mat, reach through the heels, drop the ribs. Breathe in again. Exhale, nod the chin. Follow the band back towards your toes. And then stretch forward. Take your hands anywhere on the body or mat that makes sense as you flex through the spine. Chin nodded, drawing in towards your throat. And then we'll roll up to seated. I'm going to take the theraband to the side, and we're going to use our magic circle again in a side lying position. So we're going to set up so that the ring is down by the feet. Set your bottom leg near the ankle inside the ring, and then lower yourself down. The top leg is going to come to the top padding of the ring. And then let's put our head down on our extended arm so that we have as close to a straight line through the spine as possible. Reach through that top leg, feel your bottom ribs lift a little bit, and then squeeze the ring from the inner thigh, pull down. We're just reaching through the heel the entire time. Long monkey tails reaching down through the ring as well. And then we're going to take the leg and we're going to take the foot towards the front of the mat, towards the front of the ring, tap the mat, and then circle the ring, cow jumping over the moon. Reach behind the ring and tap the mat. Circling the leg front and back. As the leg comes to the back, careful not to just turn your whole body open to the sky. You're going to try to keep your hips, your pelvis aimed forward, and ask this hip flexor to open and the outside of the hip as well. Okay, and then we're going to bring the legs both inside the ring. And then from here, we're going to use both hands on the mat. We're going to lift the ring, lift the upper body into our bananas. Lower back down. And lift, stretch out long, reach the crown of the head out over the mat. And last two. Last one. Now to transition, you can keep the legs in the ring, swing them forward and up to the sky and roll onto the other side, or you can take any other path you like. I'm going to demonstrate the first. You're going to swing the legs up, kind of roll on the side of your hips, and voila, you're on the other side. But you might not want to face that direction, so if you're like me, I'm going to make my change up the less frilly way. But it is fun to play around like that. If you have some open space, just kind of rolling around like a kid. Okay, top leg resting on top, bottom leg holding things steady. Reach through the heel, shoulders down and chest open, ribs pulling back, squeeze down. Keep reaching, growing longer. My ring is making noise because it's been around a while. It's not broken yet, so I just keep using it, but it does have some little sound effects sometimes. So, carry on. Your pace might not be the same as mine, that's okay. We're going to keep going. Feel the top of the thigh, where it meets your pelvis engaging down. You've got muscles that run from your inner thigh bone up into your pelvis. And that's what you're using here. You can also feel into your glutes a little bit as you draw your sit bones down. Your abdominals pull up on your asses. And then you're going to take the ring or the foot from the top of the ring over the ring to the front and then up and over to the back. Stretch and reach. The challenge being to get that foot to the back without turning the body. So using just the joint. Asks these muscles here, front and side of the pelvis, to lengthen, and you might already appreciate this or not, but that's an area that a lot of times we're tight. It comes along with sitting in chairs and just being human, but let's lengthen it out here. And last two, and last one, and then bring the foot, the free one, into the ring and hold it at the top. Both hands on the mat, reach out long, side bend and lift up and lower. And reach out long and lower. Stretch it out. Can you feel your tail stretch down through the ring? And reach with power. And last two. Last one. And then just for fun, let's roll onto our back with the ring swinging forward and up. And then you can reorient because that might have you off center. You take your feet to the mat and then take your ring to the back of the head. So I just love this setup, this position with the ring supporting the head. It gives the head a chance to feel a part of the spine, and then it gives us a lot of great opportunities to challenge our abdominals. So for those of you that like the challenge, this one is a great tool. So let's take the hands to the inner pad, press into the ring before you lift off. So you feel energy in the arms straight away, and feel the press come from the elbows reaching forward and pulling the shoulder blades wide, but keeping the chest open. So it's coming from underneath the arm along the underside, energy out through the elbow. And then keep reaching the elbows forward and roll up. And then lower back down. Let the head just rest. Now tune into your rib cage. Feel your rib cage roll like a ball. You have this round rib cage, and it can rock and roll. So sinking the bottom ribs is just about bringing that lower part of the ball into the mat. And then bring it up one more time. Hold there. Breathe in smooth for 5. Exhale smooth for 5. Now sniff. Keep going. And as you are ready, if you like, you can march one leg into the air and then the other leg into the air. You can keep breathing there. Keep breathing into where your thumbs were on your rib cage. If you'd like, you can lengthen the legs out. One more breath. Bend the knees in. Rest your head and shoulders down. Give your hands or wrists or elbows a break. They can feel a little bit of fatigue in that position. And then we're going to do one more movement with this setup. So you'll take your hands to the inner padding again. If your wrists are really tired in that position, you can take hold of the outside of the ring with your palms facing in. It'll work your wrists on the opposite side, so it's kind of cool balance. Shrug the shoulders down, reach the elbows forward, and then roll through the rib cage. Knees are still in tabletop. And then from here, we're going to reach the right leg out long and maybe out at a diagonal. This is up to you, keeping your long monkey tail reaching out and on a low arc. And then swivel your right elbow towards left knee, turning to the left. And then center, and then to the other side. Reaching the left leg out long. Can you keep your long monkey tail curled up into the branches above? Inhale, center. Reach and rotate to the left. And center. And let's go a little faster. Keeping your long tail long. Come center, lower back down, land your feet, and then reset. Take the ring out from behind the head, and let's rock and roll up to seated, and then turn to the mat, all fours. Let's start with our spine long and neutral, reaching the tail back, heart forward. We're going to continue reaching those two elements away from one another as we stretch into our cow position, which I don't really love because I feel like a cow's sort of curvy back looks quite saggy. So I don't want to sag here. Push into the mat, lifting your abdominals while stretching your tail back. And then curl and round in the other direction. Again, stretch the tail back, heart forward and up, and round. Feeling your abdominals working here and still working here, but stretching out. And then come to the center, move to the mat, come onto your forearms and lower your pelvis to the mat. We're going to start by letting our hearts sort of sink and our shoulders scrunch to the ears, and then lift the heart, push the elbows down and pull the heart forward. As you do that, feel your elbows pull back towards your waist. Now press your sacrum into the mat and anchor the low end of your spine down into the mat. So you get this grounded energy at the base of your spine, and then you can pull the rest of it forward into a nice long stretch. From here, bend your right knee, flex your foot, kick your heel towards your booty, and then lengthen out. Flex the left, squeeze it in, lengthen it out. Add a little pulse. Exhale long. Keep your sacrum heavy, keep your elbows pulling back. Keep your abdominals toned just like you did in your cat stretch. One more. And last one to the second side. Lower down. Take your forehead to the mat or turn your head to one side. Reach your hands back behind you. I want to use the ring here, so please forgive me for not setting you up better for that. But if you can, grab your ring and then press your sacrum heavily into the mat. Reach your arms back, long, and shoulders rolling open. Float the ring a little off the body. And then from here, again, anchor the pelvis to the mat so your sacrum sinks down, and stretch your spine forward and up. Breathe in. On the exhale, float the ring. Last 3, 2, 1, lower down. Head to one side. Roll your heels in and out, and then tuck your toes under and roll your heels side to side. And then bring your legs a little closer together, and then point the toes, turn the heels in, toes out, turn your head forward, eyes to the mat, sacrum heavy, reach the ring back, shoulders back, heart stretches forward and up, and then we're going to hover the legs. Breathe in, and on the exhale, squeeze the heels in. Roll the shoulder blades back. And then faster. Squeeze those heels in quick. Long, smooth breaths. And lower down, rest. Set the ring to the side. Take your hands to the mat, push up. Take your hips back. Rest into something of a child's pose. Let your forehead fall. Curl the tail under, roll forward to all fours, and lengthen out. Let's set up with our ring between our upper arms. You can take the padding to the inside of our biceps, to the biceps just above the elbow. Okay? Then from here, place your hands on the mat and set them up so that when they're straight, they squeeze the ring. The open ring softens the elbows, and the straight arms squeeze the ring. From here, squeeze the ring, push the mat down, and then take your toes tucked under and hover your hips up and back. Let your head move into the center of the ring. Nod your chin, look back towards your toes. Soft knees to begin with. Push through the arms, squeeze the ring, and bring your hips high. From there, let your feet or your heels drop, your sit bones lift and widen. From here, reach the long monkey tail down the back of the legs to the heels and beyond as you roll forward to plank. Hold here, dive your head into the ring, lift your bottom ribs, and roll back to your downward dog. Keep that squeeze on the ring. Exhale, long monkey tail reaches through the heels, heart coming forward. Exhale, nod the chin, ribs coming up and back. Strong through the arms, tail lifting high. One more time, roll. Push the mat down, and then nod the chin round and come back. From here, lower the knees to the mat. Come back off the hands, and then reset. Take the ring to the mat just in front of you for a moment. Come up to high kneeling. Place your hands on your pelvis just towards the back. So your fingertips are going to spread wide. You're going to land your heels of your hands on that rim of your pelvis towards the back. And then lift your chest. press your sacrum forward. From here, swing your elbows back. Use leverage from your hands to help coach those elbows back, stretching into the front of the shoulder. And then release and repeat. Sacrum forward, long monkey tail, down to the center of the earth. And then release. We're going to take the ring and set it up now against our sternum, between our sternum and the mat. So coming forward to all fours, balancing on the edge of the ring, hands can be wide. And then we're going to push into the mat. Of course, we can't push so far that we leave the ring, but kind of have that strength and ready in the arms. And then lengthen the legs both back into plank. Reach through the heels. Reach your long monkey tail down through the heels. And then find your ribs lifting off. Bend the elbows. Sacrum forward. Finding that push-up. A little more manageable. Thanks to that ring. 2 more. 1 more. Lower the knees. And then rest back. Take your hands overhead. Ribs to the thighs. Breathe there. And then slowly roll up. Feel your back muscles activate to bring your spine upright. Pulling your shoulders back. Float the hips forward and up. And then take 1 foot forward, followed by the other. We're going to come up to standing. Let's use our theraband to finish. Take your feet into parallel and your band out in front. We'll circle the arms up and around and back. A couple more just like that. Feel your sacrum sort of steadily engaged forward. And then take your arms up to the sky. Pull down on the left. Rise up. Down on the right. Rise up. And then circle the arms to the back. Keep them in a stretchy place. Spin the palms inward and let the band kind of wrap around the outside of your arms. You've got a nice taut band. And pull the arms wide. Last 2 and 1. Finish there. Stretch the arms up and around and to the front. We'll drop the band there. Take a nice freeing sweep of the arms up to the sky. Exhale softly. Let your hands rest at your heart. All right, awesome work, you guys. I hope that you had fun, and I hope you got all the challenges that you were looking for, as well as some greater understanding of how the body can feel really a comfortable challenge in the 100s. So if you have any questions or feedback about that, please let me know in the comments below. You can also contact me more directly through my website at arwenbrooke.com, and also follow me on Instagram at arwenbrooke_Pilates. All right, have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.